Today, we're digging into how AI is helping to solve one of the biggest, most complex challenges in education right now, the multilingual classroom.
So let me just ask you this. Seriously, put yourself in the teacher's shoes for a minute. You walk into your classroom, you've got 30 kids, and they speak 5 different languages. How do you even start the lesson?
For millions of teachers across India, this isn't some hypothetical puzzle. It is their Monday morning. With 22 officially recognized languages and literally hundreds of dialects, India's linguistic diversity is amazing, but boy, does it create a huge challenge for educators.
Now, here's the thing. The research on this is absolutely crystal clear. Kids learn best in their own language. It's critical for their brain development. So India's national education policy made it official, saying that for the first few years of school, kids should be taught in their home language. It's the right move for sure. But it puts this incredible pressure on teachers who might not speak every language in their classroom. So the big question becomes, how would you actually do that?
And this is where it gets really interesting. This is where technology steps in. And let's be clear, this isn't about replacing teachers. Not at all. It's about empowering them. It's about giving them a brand new set of tools built for this exact situation.
All right, so what does this digital toolkit actually look like? Well, the whole ecosystem basically comes from 2 main camps. You've got these huge government platforms on one side, and then some really clever innovations from private companies and NGOs on the other. So on one hand, you have the government's initiatives like DIKSHA. These are built for massive, massive scale, making sure every single lesson lines up perfectly with the official curriculum. And on the other hand, you have these private and nonprofit tools that are often more focused on a really smooth user experience, and they use AI to solve very specific problems, like helping a child learn to read.
And when we talk about the government's effort, the scale is just staggering. DIKSHA, which is India's national e-learning platform, hosts content that's aligned with school curriculums in more than 30 different Indian languages. It's really the bedrock of this whole strategy.
And then you've got the private and nonprofit world, which is just buzzing with creativity. You've got Google's Read Along app, which is basically a personal AI reading tutor. You have StoryWeaver, a massive digital library with stories in, get this, over 300 languages. Mindspark is this amazing platform that adapts to each kid's learning level. And ConveGenius even uses a simple WhatsApp chatbot to deliver lessons. So smart.
Okay, so we've got all these tools, but the real magic isn't just that they exist, it's how they're being woven into the fabric of the classroom, blending the old school with the new school.
And it all starts with something every single student already has, their physical textbook. But these are called Energized textbooks. And you see that little QR code right there? That tiny square is a portal. It's such a simple but brilliant idea, a bridge from the printed page to this whole world of digital learning. And using it could not be easier. So a student's on, say, chapter 5 of their science book. They or their teacher just pull out a phone and scan the QR code on that page, and boom! Instantly, they're taken to the DIKSHA platform where there are videos, quizzes, and cartoons explaining that exact topic all in their own local language.
But I know what you're probably thinking. What about internet? In a country like India, spotty connectivity is a huge deal, right? Well, the people who designed these tools thought of that. A lot of the content on DIKSHA, and even whole apps like Google Read Along, can be downloaded ahead of time. So you can use them completely offline, which means learning doesn't stop, even if you're in a super remote village.
So let's zoom in on how this AI actually helps a kid. In an app like Read Along, there's this friendly reading assistant named Daya. As a child reads a story out loud into the phone, the AI listens, analyzing their pronunciation, and gives them instant, gentle corrections. It's like having a patient, one-on-one tutor for every single kid in the class, ready to go 24/7.
This all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But is it actually making a difference? Let's look at the impact. Not just the data, but the stories from the classroom too. The hard data is pretty jaw-dropping. A formal study on the Mindspark platform found that in just 4.5 months, students who used the tool improved their Hindi reading skills 2.5 times faster than the other kids. Their math scores, they doubled. Seeing that kind of jump in such a short period of time is just incredible. It's proof that this personalized approach really works.
But you know, it's not all about test scores. This quote from a case study in Telangana really gets to the human element. Kids were just excited. Seeing their own language on a screen, in fun games and videos, made learning feel cool. And teachers started noticing that attendance was up and the kids were way more focused in class.
And this is so important. When kids see their mother tongue being used in modern technology, it does more than just help them understand a lesson. It sends a message.
It says their culture is important, their language matters. It builds this incredible sense of pride and confidence, which, as we all know, is the real foundation for learning anything.
So, what's next? This isn't just a flash in the pan. It's the beginning of a huge shift. Let's take a look at what's coming down the road.
Well, the Indian government is doubling down with this huge initiative called the Bhashini Mission. The best way to think about this is like the engine that's going to power the next generation of all these tools. It's a massive AI platform built to provide free tools for translation, voice recognition, and content creation in all 22 official languages. It's going to make it way easier for anyone to build these kinds of multilingual apps.
And we're already seeing a glimpse of what's next. Tech, like the stuff Instagram is using now, can dub a video into another language, but keep the speaker's original voice and tone. Now just imagine that in a classroom. The best teacher in the country records one amazing lesson, and it's instantly, naturally dubbed for students in dozens of different languages. That's a game changer.
When you put it all together, you realize this is about so much more than just solving a language problem. It's about getting kids ready for the future. From day one, they're learning digital literacy, they're solving problems interactively, and they're getting comfortable with technology in a way that will help them for their entire lives. And it's making sure that where a kid is born or what language they speak doesn't stop them from getting a world-class education.
What's happening in India is this incredible proof of concept for the whole world. It shows that we can use technology in a really thoughtful way to solve these deeply human challenges, to bring people together. And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. If AI can do this for education, what other huge global barriers are just waiting for a solution like this?